Don't you fear for the coming of Grimshield? The tide rolls heavy and white, with scales of fire and eyes of ember will weather this old world's stride. Don't you fear for the coming of Grimshield? Don't you fear for your life? Don't you fear for a coming of the gaslighters, armed to defend through the strife? Down in the caves where the shadows creep, we forge our courage in flame. With claws to dig and wits to wander, the echoes shout our name. Don't you fear for the coming of Grimshield? Don't you fear for your life? Don't you fear for a coming of the gaslighters, armed to defend through the strife? The storms may crash and the winds may howl, but our hearts beat strong and wild. We're kobold kin, and we stand united with the cunning of a dragon's child. So light the fires, let the smoke rise high.
All right. Flash to the past. The Grimshield song, one of the many remixes.
Kobold Kin.
Kobold Kid, baby. Oh, goodness gracious. With that, last time when we found ourselves, who wrote this actually? Last time we found ourselves having just survived a ghost dragon and had run away, grabbing a chest from a wagon and realizing all the horses had possibly been devoured. But the riders of the worm seemed to be gone, all pursuing two children who they claimed were elders of the Kryn dynasty, reincarnated here within the Empire. And as they chased that down, our Dragon Gaslighters took the moment to make their way away from this drama and down to towards the Ember Crossroads. They hope to find their way to eventually come upon Zelicus, and wherever Zelicus may be imprisoned, to rescue her and face whatever is powerful enough to put a being like her in chains. So, as we come upon all of you, you've had a moment to at least get out of the road, as you probably don't want to be caught with this type of thing and having to explain to yourself. And rain has begun to come down, making everything wet and muddy as you take stock of your next move. With that, what would you like to do?
What time of the day is it right now?
Currently, it's in the afternoon.
Kaylin suggests, should we move forward, grab what we can and begin walking, get as far as we can before it gets too dark.
I agree.
Does anyone know the exact way? Not very familiar with where we're going.
Wasn't the... Sorry, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead, Whisper.
Yes, we knew which direction we needed to travel, so we could continue the way we were headed.
All right. Do you want to continue upon the road, or would you like to make more of a wilderness trek?
We're still
Well,
we're caravan guards, right? At least have the stuff from our previous misadventure.
Yes.
There was also blue doo-doo in the wagons.
Which I don't think we identified, did we? Okay. I know we tried, but I don't think we were successful.
So my
But
first
yes,
question,
we
I think.
still
Go ahead.
I say, yeah, we still have we're still in the armor and whatnot that we got from the other folks.
Which may signal to passersby along the road that we are either friend or foe. I think if we don't carry symbols or signets or whatnot, it's probably more of a neutral conversation as opposed to you really are a friend or you're really not a friend.
Good point. Yeah.
I guess the more blunt version is if you get away with something, don't keep the evidence.
So with that, do we want to clear up the wagon? Are you saying, do we want to burn the wagons, just break them up and throw them?
That doesn't matter if we move fast enough, honestly. Like, if we're not here when someone shows up on it and we're not looking like we're supposed to be here, then oops, sorry.
Excellent. Let's double time then.
And lose any, well, at least bag any signets or cloth robes with any kind of distinguishing features. Like, useful later, perhaps, but maybe not right now. So if we could take away those and bag them at some point and maybe use them later, that's fine.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'd probably rather stick to the road to just try to make better time.
Because now we're just
and road here is very generous. It is very much cutting your way as best you can.
But it's like mud and rock, not paved, but not like bushwhacking.
Yeah, more like a path that once in a while has been used, very overgrown.
Okay.
And
It's
such.
faster than, yep.
Once everything, once we have everything all collected and we're ready to go, Kalen will take point.
Very good. I do have. I just went ahead and put up a map just so you can see in the world how far you traveled from Vergessen. And currently, your first step is Odeslo. Put a little pink thing there.
But we've not moved hardly at all.
Where
It's
are
a
we?
big continent.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a lot of ground.
Are we saying, for brevity's sake, that Celicus and I are just with the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we always do.
I'm just confirming. It might have been like, hey, Celicus and I burst out of the thing. Run!
Oh no.
You have a fresh cut over your eye.
Just for sanity's sake, Odeslo is a port town, roughly, on the lake.
A lake town.
Yeah.
A lake town. We can do worse.
Probably
Awfully close to the capital.
Probably in the style of 10 towns.
Mm-hmm. Again, awfully close to the capital.
Yep.
Where's the key? This shows in inches how many miles it
Yeah.
is.
It's 80 feet on the thing, which equates to something much larger.
80 feet.
So I'll follow Jathquios' suggestion and take off anything that would identify as caravan guards for this particular group. And then later, when we stop for the night, we'll change back into my normal garb.
You can always use it later, right? Disguises are helpful that way.
All right. So it's roughly. Actually, I know the better way to do this. I was about to. We want to do. I was going to give you a stupid number. I'm going to give you a much better number. Every 27 feet is roughly a day's travel.
Feet as measured by the map.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, whew, okay.
So it's a scale problem. Yes.
Yeah. it's-
No, but like Rob, you in particular can't move more than 27 feet per day. It's not.
I don't even get a full movement.
You get like really tired after the first couple steps.
yeah.
We're only 3.4 repeating days away from Odeslo. And that's from Vergessen. So we might,
We
We're
probably get there closer. Stop
2.6.
talking about how far away we are.
73.
If we don't get lost.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah. So I'd say that's if you had like really good roads. It's probably a little,
Yeah.
from using general travel speed.
Yeah.
So we're still a little bit bushwhacking, right? So like
Yeah.
having Kalen up front or Brett up front would be pretty as useful.
Indeed. But yeah.
Was there any? So we were by the carts, right? Is
Yeah.
that what we were saying? I will check the bread box for traps.
And bread.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
You don't know how bad I just wanted
19.
it. You open it. There's a seeded loaf.
It's sourdough. It's just the starter.
Secret family recipe.
I would say you determined before that it was under an arcane lock, but it does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, I will try to open it.
And it is unopenable because of arcane lock.
Oh, I thought arcane lock just. No. Password.
Unfortunately, my friend, I do not know the knock spell. I've heard of it, but I haven't studied it.
Alaric does.
He does, yes. Well,
Because arcane
Left
lock
brain, right
used to
brain.
just increase
Correct.
the DC by 10.
Yeah, these days it is the lock can't be unlocked by any non-magical means.
but if you want a fireball, I've got one of those.
We could always destroy the box around the lock.
Yeah, and also password is optional. You can choose to not set a password and just make it open for you.
Oh, okay.
So they improved it immensely.
I'm currently playing no spellcasters in my weekly games.
Yeah, this is one of those spells that definitely like change things. Like, ooh,
So how big is the box?
it's about a 3-foot wide chest.
So it would fit in a hypothetical other bigger box with legs, right?
Unless it's also a dimensional box and then we
Yes,
kill
yes.
Sammy.
My thought was more like when Alaric comes to, because he seems very sleepy right now. Maybe that's an option.
Yeah. Let's not waste our strength trying to get through it by physical means. Just pack it up and wait until Alark is up.
One of you great brutes could probably just carry it, right?
That's me.
Right.
I'm the brute. You'll see him
That's
lift it onto his shoulder.
Glancing at Caleb, like wink, wink, haha. I am but a frail thing.
Indeed.
Anything else to see at sight before we leave?
I'd say no. I think y'all have pretty much.
Cool. We've sufficiently looted the grounds.
Yeah.
Off we go.
All right, Galen. I'll be in the front with you in case I get tired with these little arms. Short arms, not very little. And you could take over carrying this chest.
Was that just thunder?
You make lightning. Why are you afraid of thunder?
I'm not afraid of thunder. It's just miserable trudging a long journey in a thunderstorm.
Does
you want
anybody
me to
know
take-
any songs?
Do Do I want to take the rain off of you? I could just remove it if that's okay.
Unfortunately, I
You
do
can
know
control the
many
weather.
songs.
No, I just can clean up poor Celicus' wet visage and make them feel better. That's all. It's a very simple spell. Or illusion, I can make them not think about it.
I used to feed a fish named Pudge peanut butter sandwiches.
And it survived?
What is going on?
Sorry. We've been together too long in the same camps on the same trails for way too many days. This is clearly not healthy.
Should I take point again? Or scouting position? What did you call it, Kalen?
think you
I
called
was
it
up
bait.
on point. I was going to be the first person. If you want to be the LERP, the long range patrol, by all means.
Can you find a different name for it? I don't like that.
The forward observer.
Yes, that's much healthier.
I suppose.
I can go left, I can go right.
So, Flynn scouting ahead, Kalen and I up front, Whisper and Jath in the middle, and Celicus bringing up the rear.
That works for me.
Yep.
With Alaric somewhere in the general area.
I'm carrying him like the pretty princess he is.
He seems a little under the weather at the moment. Like way under the weather.
Celicus is petting his head.
You'll be okay.
There's little like phantom birdies rotating around his head.
I think technically he had Blitzfalca out. Blitzfalca could be carrying. You said it's raining, so visibility is like what? 30 feet ahead?
I would say you probably have 60.
60. Okay, so I'd be 60 feet in front of these guys. Scouting, keeping an eye out for danger, whilst stealthing.
You go ahead and mentally link with Flynn just for shits and giggles and like pop into his head for a minute and just be like, if you see something, you want to say something, but not aloud, just tell me.
How long does that last again?
Oh, the telepathic.
Yeah, your bond.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean,
I don't remember.
yeah, it's cantrip grade, so kind of forever.
Cantrip grade.
That's the joke. Bonus action is all it takes. Within a mile.
Okay, cool.
All right.
As we move through, I will, of course, be using survival to stay along the path, make sure I don't get we don't get lost.
Brother, so I need to keep coming back. That's what I was asking. It lasts a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. So I have to.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes.
I have to do laps back and forth.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm doing it 30 feet. Yeah. You are 100% correct. That is probably not efficient. I could do rare raids, but it's expensive.
Because you don't have sorcerers don't have ritual casting, right? Or do they?
They do, actually. There are very few of them. I could ritual raries for.
That's an out. Wait, no. Raries is a ritual. Do sorcerers have the ability to ritual cast? That's what I was confirmed. Because
According to D&D Beyond, the answer is yes. I'm not sure that's actually true.
I think this came up before, and you said it was because of your particular type of sorcerer that you can.
Wait, yeah. So it's a psionic spell for me,
Okay.
But it's effectively like 5th level divination for 1 hour, and then we wait another 10 minutes to do it again. That just doesn't make sense.
Makes
Yeah, so it's fine. We'll go
Okay. I'm still remembering 2014 where sorcerers could not. That was one of the bigger separations between sorcerer and wizard.
Yep. So yeah, you're on your own.
I mean, if you don't mind, you can have Gallop come with you, and I have telepathy within a mile of her. Something goes down, she can let us know. But you're not going to be able to get in and out as quickly.
I can't do it. I can't get.
You could also just yell. You could just yell.
Or I leave Little Shadow with you, and that way I don't have to keep coming back. You can just be connected to Little Shadow, and I will narrate in my head what's happening or what I'm seeing, like how you viewed the red webbing situation.
So basically, it's like telephone game.
Yeah.
Half duplex.
Maybe quarter? Off we go.
Any survival rolls or anything?
Yes, that's what I ask. I guess Keelan and my gosh, Flynn, give me survival rolls.
21.
Natural 20, 25 total.
Damn.
Nice.
All right, 20 total. You begin looking, and the path, the further you're getting now away from the sanatorium, the rougher the going is. You're realizing you probably would have been slowed down even further had you had to navigate this on your own. And I think as you are looking, you are traveling at what you'd think is a decent pace, but you sketch the sight of something just moving within the woods. Specifically, within the rain, you see flashes of violet and gray. Almost like a large cobra. Easily 10 feet long. Slithering.
And it's keeping pace with Flynn, or is it keeping pace with the group?
It's crossing
Okay.
your path ahead. It looks like it's moving out, and given that you're approaching in a more quiet fashion, you can see it looks like it's looking for something. And
As soon as
you can
Keelan-
kind of hear it saying something, though I don't think anyone. The language here is going to be abyssal.
I know that one. Thanks to my sword.
It's going.
Of course you would. Of course, yes.
Only because of my sword.
Those idiots. Where did they put it?
Kalen puts his hand up in the stop because he doesn't want to say anything, but he raises his fist kind of in the air to tell everybody to stop. Barrett, I would assume, knows that since he was military as well. So when the front two stop,
I would in fact stop.
Turn around and
Whisper stops as
whisper.
well.
I'll whisper. I'll tell you guys. I'll describe what I'm. If you guys hadn't seen it, I'll kind of whisper and describe what I saw.
A giant cobra. Where was it at, Caitlin?
Kind of points behind him. He's not saying anything. Gives you like the point ahead and what it was in between us. So between 40 and 60 feet, I'd guess.
I'd be thinking back, trying to see if Jathquios is like paying attention, and state that the cobra's speaking in abyssal, questioning where. Matt, what did it say? Where did they put it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were questioning who on that?
I'm projecting my thoughts into Little Shadow because Jathquios is connected with Little Shadow's mind.
Gotcha.
So Little Shadow, I'll project.
Pseudo walkie-talkie.
Yeah, very much. I'll project back. I don't speak that language, but the idea is interesting. Can we negotiate, or must we come to blows?
We could wait for it to pass, or I could question it the way I questioned the goblins.
I actually like this idea better. Let it pass as a winning idea, but if it's playing around us and tracking or otherwise engaged on us, maybe that's more difficult. I don't think 20 gold is going to work this time.
Confer with the others, see if they want me to engage.
We'll do. So, out loud, but like a little quieter, not full vocal range, but like, I'll inform the team about the idea that this large cobra is a bit ahead of us and has suddenly, I guess we caught their attention, maybe? Thoughts, opinions? I can always relay to Flynn whatever you guys want to say.
Whisper will look at Jath and in Elvish say, perhaps it is after the thing that we have brought with us.
Which thing in particular, Elvish?
The magically locked box.
That would make sense, but we have no confirmation or evidence that's true. And why would a box that the snake cares about be on that particular wagon?
Perhaps it was sent by whoever was trying to gather the kids.
More than reasonable,
Or
right? So
dealing with a bunch of wizards.
we've seen at least a couple of what we thought were traps, right? So the goblin trap maybe, or the ghost dragon trap. I feel like we've been set up for this to fail from a very early stage. So having someone else come after us, putting something on the wagons that would attract that kind of attention would be reasonable given the number of oops we've seen so far.
And between you and me, I highly doubt that that's some special bread in that basket or chest.
Don't disagree.
I'm thinking into Little Shadow. I don't believe the dragon was a trap. I think that was just a being that was there. And the reason it was protected was because the dragon spirit was there, and thus burrowing creatures knew better than to disturb its rest.
The choice of location for the assassins was chosen, right? They didn't look into that.
This cobra could be the assistants that they were saying they would call in.
No, that's true. It could have been sent by the League.
The League, I hope, would have told me, but okay. It's been a long time since we talked, so I guess option A, maybe, we'll see. We could set the box aside and see if the damn thing takes it.
I'm okay with that.
Hang
I'm
on.
worried if
Yeah.
it has the ability to I don't know, disappear with it.
Like planar or like teleport or like camouflage?
Either.
My very naive assumption is if it gets what it wants, it might leave. Or maybe Flynn wants to kill it and harvest it. Both are fine answers. I don't know.
Hey, can you guys quit speaking in Elvish and tell us what's going on?
Okay, fine. I'll translate. Give me 2 seconds.
Who are we worried is going to hear that we're speaking in Elvish?
I mean, a great snake could speak common or Elvish. It's possible. They were just being dumb.
Well, the last interplanar being that we took down dissipated into smoke, so I've basically given up milking venom from killed creatures of the sort. So I'd rather, if we need not face it in combat for my sake.
Reasonable. I'll translate again. So it sounds like Elven, common, Elven, common. We probably would just want to put the box out and see if it takes the bait and leaves. And if that doesn't work, then we're in much more difficult trouble. Thoughts?
Why leave it for bait if we could maybe barter with it to get something out of it?
If it speaks, well, it does speak already. That's known.
Yes.
Flynn, you speak the language. Maybe. Can you negotiate without seeming hostile?
What if I go up and I meet Flynn and we go together so he has backup and I already have it? They know that I have it.
What if we're going to speak with it? Why don't I just approach with in the same manner that I approach the goblins? I can ask it what it's looking for in the first place, and then if it's like,
reasonable.
Oh, a locked chest, and then we can be like, oh, well,
and we can
you
provide
describe it, and then be like, what are you willing to barter?
You can also threaten overwhelming firepower like we did last time.
How damaged was everybody before I went off scouting?
I look pretty good.
Jath has lots of blood and scars, but he's back up again.
Kaylin, you're muted.
Perspective.
As I turn around and look, I can see the cobra creature, correct?
Yeah.
Does it look like there are wagon tracks? Do like a perception check around the area that he's searching.
You don't see wagon tracks, no.
So he's just out here in the middle of the forest looking for something, saying it has to be here. We don't know necessarily that it's the box.
Correct.
So do you all want me to engage with it in conversation?
Yes, talk to the
Yes.
snake, Flynn.
I
You know how you guys love to talk to people.
Before that happens, we should probably change our formation.
I'm going to hide first before trying to talk to it.
I'm going to move towards Flynn.
Yeah, me as well. I'm gonna try to catch up as quickly as I can.
Okay, hello. The whole point was for me to be able to run away. Why are you guys coming towards me?
Fire support. I'm not saying like within 10
Your
feet,
fire
I'm saying
support's
within-
150 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Whisper's gonna stay where she is.
So does Kalen. Kalen kind of puts his arm out and
All right.
stops Barrett from going forward.
Who are you touching?
31 for my stealth check.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. As you get closer, they have no idea you are there.
And then in Abyssal, I will ask, hello, friend. May I overheard you're looking for something. May I ask what it is? Perhaps I've seen it.
a turn. And you trying to make yourself still unseen?
Yeah, I'd be like behind a tree. Like up in the trees, not on the same level, like 30 feet up.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you attempt to you see then they turn. And specifically kind of turn their head back and forth here. Oh, where are you?
I want to confirm that we are not going to have any issues. Can we agree to a parlay?
Kind of thinks for a moment. Parlay, you say? The sniffs. There are. This is reasonable.
Then I will kind of like step out onto a tree branch, revealing myself. You may call me Flynn for the sake of this conversation.
Flynn.
And what may I call you?
Me. Nestal.
For Jonathan, was that Nestal or the stall?
Nestal.
Nestal. And what are you searching for, Nestal?
A stolen reliquary taken from us. The perpetrators were caught. We've dealt with that, but they had taken this elsewhere. I am searching for it. They did not have it on them.
I'm gonna think back to Jathquios. They're searching for a reliquary. Might be what's in the box.
What is a reliquary? Remind me.
Jonathan knows it in his head. He doesn't know how to explain. A secure box, shrine, or container used to hold and display sacred religious relics.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So maybe this is it. Maybe it's not. We don't know yet. Could you ask them to describe a little bit what they're looking for? That might be the key.
Nestal, what does this reliquary look like?
Eyes narrow. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. 5.
Oh
Hey.
no.
Yeah, they look. It looks like a iron cage.
Is that what the box that we have looks like?
No.
No.
Say, at any rate, not believe this. We were told we were supposed to hold on to it. You said you could help. Maybe you can find this for us and return it.
Can you describe the people that you were trying to recover it from? I want to ensure that it wasn't people that we were previously traveling with.
A group of dwarves and a halfling.
That is not who we were traveling with. A group of dwarves and a halfling. And Flynn's gonna try and think like a sacred relic that is a iron cage. Like, does that spark anything from the recent travels? The his sister and Barrett's brother coming from the sanatorium recently. Like, does an iron cage as a religious symbol spark anything in Flynn's memory as to like what the hell that could be?
Yeah, I think as a symbol, no. I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's specific enough. And I think you don't have a lot of information about like who this person is, what they're really from.
Nistal, is there a way that I could contact you? Because we haven't run across a group of that description, and I'm not familiar with the reliquary you described. That way, if we do come across it.
Yes. Great treasure for any who brings it to us. I promise you, we have stores to give or a good service done to us. And I think that they themselves kind of look, and this what looks like almost like a spectral chest appears. As it opens, they put their tail in it, and they'll take out a scroll of sending. This will help you. Get in contact with me if you find it. And I will tell you, if you tell me that you have it, I will tell you where we can meet. I have friends that could return it for me.
Understood.
This is Rob, player, asking, did they say which way they were going?
No.
Okay.
I will lower myself down via thwip and take the offered scroll.
Very good. Good. They say have more eyes out there.
What direction was this group of dwarves and halfling traveling, so that I know if we're at least headed in a similar direction?
They were running to the south away. They had done their thievery, their burglary.
And Nistald, if it's not too much to ask, where were you coming from? Or where did your organization, may I ask?
We are from the mountains.
Oh, this thing's venom would be so cool. I just saw the picture. That's crazy. That was on my character sheet, not on maps.
We are from the mountains, yes. Yeah. I'd say basically other persuasion check. They
Yeah.
aren't giving a lot of
That's
details.
fine.
They're a little close-lipped. So,
So Flynn's like, okay, potentially from the sanatorium, maybe from something crazier.
yeah, you don't think the sanatorium, I would say. They're
Oh,
not giving
okay.
sanatorium vibes.
Oh, okay.
But go, well, our business is done. And the purple markings all over their body glow, and they vanish in a flash of purple light.
Nice.
What did I say, Joth? Teleportation.
You're not wrong.
I would regroup temporarily before going out to scout, and did you all see that? It said its name is Nistal, and that a iron cage reliquary was stolen from its people, and that it would be willing to pay in either treasure or services for its return. That should we find it, to contact them via sending, and they would provide a meeting place with a partner of theirs to have it returned to them.
Interesting opportunity, but not sure if relevant.
They said a group of dwarves and a halfling stole it from them.
Did you ask what they looked like?
You know, I didn't. It didn't cross my mind at the time. I'll have to. You all will have to coach me in pertinent questions to ask, since I seem to be finding myself in this
You did
position
fine. You did fine.
frequently.
You find yourself in that position because you volunteered to do it.
Look at it
Also
this way,
true.
Flynn. At least it didn't eat you.
Though its venom would have been potent, I surmise.
Well, we're heading south anyway, aren't we? We're bound
We
to
are.
run into them.
I don't know if bound is necessarily true, but it's certainly a possibility. We can always keep an eye out, if nothing else.
Do we know how far of a head start they have on us?
Another question I didn't think to ask. My apologies.
Because if it's more than a day, they're most likely in the town by now.
If we don't come across them, that's not an issue, right? I mean, best effort might help, but we don't have to help.
Very true. Let's double time along this path, hopes of trying to either make up ground and catch them or get to the town as soon as possible.
Fine answers both.
Well, if everybody's ready, Kalen will pick up his pack and begin moving again.
All right. With
That's
that,
where
you
we'll
begin-
keep walking.
moving after this interesting. Interesting.
Since it looks like Jath knows, Kalen's going to ask Jath, what was that creature?
My best guess, some variety of like Naga style intelligent snake creature. No guarantees. I'm not an expert, but having read a couple books about them, I think there are definitely intelligent, capable vocalizing snake creatures of that size and variety. But can I tell you which species? Not at the moment. No. Super not helpful, but you're welcome. Remember, I was thrown out of university after the first year and a half, so like had very little access to books after that. Had access to cigars and liquor. That wasn't the same. Yeah. Anyways,
Flynn, do you recall what Maud said when your sister and my brother left? It was just those two, right? You said dwarves and a halfling, and it gave me a hunch, but I think she said that they were alone.
I don't recall. Jonathan doesn't remember. I don't know if Flynn would.
Above table, Matt, if you could just clarify.
Yeah.
I do believe that you said that they left towards the mountains, like to Rastum Den, maybe? Or just into the mountainside?
Of the Dwarven city?
Flynn's sister and my brother leaving the sanatorium, I believe you said they were headed towards the mountains. I don't know if that necessarily means the city.
I think they were headed south, I think, if I remember. Southern mountains.
Oh, okay. Maud did say they were heading south. I think we should probably try to move quick, try to catch up with them, if it is them.
I'll retake my position of forward. What was it, Kalen?
The forward observer.
That one.
Yeah, I will go back and be walking with Kalen in the front.
All right, very good. In that case, this night will go past. Day will come, you will be able to have a rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got a long rest? Nice.
And
The
as
only
you-
thing of note that I think everybody would notice is Celicus would be like kind of tending to Alaris' wounds and then pick up one of his spell books that he's been scribbling in on theory of his studies into teleportation. And you would have noticed that Celicus doesn't give it back.
No, bad Molly. No inter-party thievery.
I'm sure we wouldn't have noticed, but I
Eventually.
promise you Alaric would notice.
He will get it back. Just not while
Eventually,
he's not here.
when he's
It's
alive.
not stealing. It's not stealing. It's borrowing.
Long-term borrowing, though. It's different.
Celicus is just doing some extended reading.
Very good. Anything else? I should say anything else. So anything else on the rest that anybody wanted to make note of? So you're just kind of here at the camp, making up in the wilderness.
I would just milk my my venipedes.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Kalen, of course, would be praying.
Of course.
Yeah, I'd make the dosage. We expend those.
I think I guess the storm finally clears, revealing a clear night sky with Katha in full above all of you. Her light pushing through the trees and onto your campsite. You kind of enjoy this, and you can hear kind of odd, like playful hymns in the wilderness, occasionally seeing tiny floating lights, almost of moonlight, move in and out. The tree themselves seem to take on a soft glow as you rest tonight. And
This is some
make
fairy
your-
shit.
It's just the moon, Kalen.
Barrett laying on the ground, sleeping. It's just the moon.
Indeed. So why you do begin to hear footsteps around, some movement slight of leaves and brush.
Do I see anything with my dark vision?
Looking out, at first you see what looks like a shadow moving about the trees. And a moment later, this blue-gray hand kind of comes out from behind another tree and grabs the shadow by a shoulder. And this figure, slender, starts to stomp upon them.
The figure stomps on the shadow.
Yeah. So it's going to run away from me, will you?
Just the moon, they said.
And we're all awake at this point, or was this like
Yeah.
during the rest?
I'd say you guys are getting like ready for the night, yeah. So you're awake. Yeah.
Okay.
Kalen slowly starts to reach for his axe.
I
I'll
would
make
move to
contact
hide
with
immediately.
Flynn.
I would move to hide,
Okay. Give me
and then
a stealth check.
22.
Okay. They look. Flynn's no longer with you.
And then I'd just pull Silken Spite and generate its venom as my action to be like, just in case. I don't let the others do the talking for this person being that just snatched a shadow and stomped on it.
So,
Whisper will say out loud. Sometimes shadows can be quite annoying. They don't
What?
like to stay put.
Oh, indeed, darling. Yes. Thank you for understanding. Did you hear that? Your people have a reputation. We begin stomping on it, and then they finally let it go, and it seems to. They kind of move their feet. The shadow moves with them as they turn their back to the shadow and to look at you, Whisper. You see the shadow gives them the middle finger. As they smile. Ah, well found, friend. Indeed. You look like you all have a lovely camp here. You are the ones looking for Zelicus, yes?
Kalen immediately perks up and is like, yes. Before anybody can say anything, he's, yes.
His heavy ears
Identified.
calm.
I say, may I come into your camp, darling?
Kalen, yeah, he will invite her. Is it? Do I get?
Thank you.
Invites them in. He's like, "Come." He stands up and offers him his seat where he was sitting.
Well, thank you so much. My bones aren't what they used to be after all the traveling. You're so kind.
Tell me what you know of Zelicus.
Oh,
Where might I find her? Who took her?
Easy. I promise. I am going to tell you what I know, okay? Here, sit. As you see them, they're dusky blue-gray skin, enormous silver eyes. Hair, it's a mixture of like copper and crimson with like almost autumn leaves at the ends. They're in these layered silks, long coat, just bare feet, and way too many silver ornaments. As they come in, you can see they have this crooked wooden lantern that they hold that looks like it bears no candle, but almost what appears to be a tiny piece of Katha kind of emanates from it as they set it down. And as they sit down, you see the shadow remains standing somewhat impatiently.
Kalen introduces himself as I am Kalen Firewing, disciple of Zelicus.
Well, I'm glad they found a follower indeed. Though I much rather them found a companion after all this time.
They've been looking for a companion? He's confused. Kalen is obviously confused by that.
Yeah. And first things first. And as they open their lantern, it seems like, despite the Purbao being like a boreal forest, the trees suddenly have autumn colors, gold, crimson, and copper, as they continuously drift downward now, but don't seem to accumulate anywhere.
Whisper would like to do an insight check or get a read on this person. Like,
yeah.
Do we feel that there's an ulterior motive for having this information? Do I feel more fear of a Fey deal? Like those things that Whisper now watches for?
Yeah, give me a insight check.
It's an 18.
18. I would say Fibegetum is very earnest. And in almost an unsettling way. Like they're not being tricksy. They're not trying to even be overly careful with their words. They're just there. And you're not, I don't think you're sure when you last met a Fae that didn't seem to have any motive.
Whisper's more nervous than she was before.
And as you continue to look around, you realize around you, you actually feel like you're now in a clearing. You see a little stone house that's beside still water with steam rising from an outdoor bath with types of food, beds, and wine, and even dry clothes that are hung everywhere. And hanging from one tree now, you see hundreds of little silver ribbons tied into lovers' knots. With one that's a little different. It's black and silver.
So I'm writing right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm giving a moment for people to.
Bear would just start rubbing his face, being like, "Is this a dream? What the fuck is going on?"
Chat's gonna pop into Whisper's mind and say, "You seem a little nervous. Is there something we should know?"
Whisper will think back to you. Well, if she is a Fae, she's the first Fae I've ever come across who seems to have no motives. He's not looking to make a deal.
That'd be exceptionally odd, right, for the Fae? From everything I've read, they always have motive. There's no opportunity to not have motive. There's always some desire. They're driven by that.
Seeing the scenery change, I'm gonna try and see if it's an illusion.
Okay. Yeah, give me a wisdom check.
Perception or just straight wisdom?
I think just wisdom.
Oh, 6. It was a 19 and then rolled over to a 3.
Oh.
Caitlin would like to ask him, is this your home? Why did you bring us here?
Oh. Mostly because it's just safer to talk here than anywhere else, dear. Hope you don't mind.
Safer why?
Well, you're just out in the woods. Who knows what type of psycho could wander in on us? And besides, it's a lot more comfortable. Would you like some wine?
No, thank you.
Would you be a dear as the shadow goes and starts pouring some just for this person? Go if anyone else. I'm just going to relax. It was a trek to find you all.
To find us?
Yes.
So many questions. So many.
So Whisper is now just racking her brain because she's not thinking Fae. So the imagery that we're seeing in her home and on herself, and Whisper telling stories and collecting stories and reading. Does anything here click for her?
I mean, are you trying to like confirm something, or
So it just, for her, this person seems Fae-like, but
Mhm.
it's not a Fae. So she's trying to figure out what the threat is, or is there a threat, or
Okay,
sort of
I
flesh
wouldn't
out a
necessarily.
red-
I wouldn't necessarily say she's not a fae. She just wasn't acting in the way
Okay,
that you think they typically are. But I don't want to say you
Okay.
like would see they definitely not that. I would say give me a religion check.
Could I get in on that?
Sure.
It's a 12.
Oh, 22.
22. I think Kaylin, between the moon imagery and the lovers knots, all these would line up with Sahanin, the moon weaver. Who is known to be the goddess of trysts, lovers, trickery, deception, and the moon.
Hmm.
A good, what was considered a prime deity, relatively good.
With that, kind of having that realization kind of come across his mind, being that he is, very religious himself, or at least very spiritual, and realizing this, Kalen, obviously takes a step back, lays his axe down, apologizes, and bows deeply and says, "My apologies, Sahanin."
Oh, do not confuse me with that meddlesome woman. Oh, I'm not Sahanin. Don't. No.
He kind of looks up. He kind of looks up and gives almost a playful look in his eye, and he says, "Of course, ma'am. Excuse my ignorance."
No. My name is Vesper. I don't know. You could say I like to do. I don't know. Her work is entertaining at best, and yes, I would call myself a willing servant. Most of the time, willing. All the time, servant. Please. Tonight you're my guests. I hope you do have some food.
Yes, I'm sure we do.
Yes, thank you.
One would, of course, wonder if these are offered freely.
Yes. I expect nothing in return. I am here only to give.
Kaylee kind of looks over at Whisper and says, "You'll trust a drow before you trust her?"
A Fae? Remember, Kalen, I've spent a lot of time with the Fae.
Okay.
It's always good to ask that question, because not only the Fae tie costs with gifts.
Kaelin kind of makes a looking at it as like, I'll remember that, and begin looking for, pulling like rations out of his pack, food.
I will gladly have some of the food and drink you offer.
Very, very good. So it's nice. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you all need to rest. Listen. To be very clear, you all look awful. Like you've been under a great amount of stress, and it's done horrible things for your skin. All I really want, I just want to give. I'd love you to enjoy a night where you don't need to worry about anything. No one can find you here. Only the invited may be here. And I only invite when I'm invited. It's a whole thing. And we have food, we have drink, we have warm beds. I will even sleep out under my lady's gaze with you. And then, over breakfast, I can tell you some things, maybe. But for now, I feel like get the rest that you would normally only get if you had a lover next to you.
Kaelin thanks her and then partakes in the food but doesn't drink. Just drinks water.
I really appreciate the hospitality. When you say you want to just give, is it because you just want to or because you have to?
So suspicious, my broad-shouldered friend.
Look at the wrinkles in my forehead. I've had many years to become suspicious.
That's true. Am I being forced to do this? No. I do want to do this. I know it is quite obvious that you are searching for her, and I would like you to find her. And I don't know anyone who's good at finding anything when they haven't slept or have been sleeping with one eye open for weeks, or have ripped themselves through several layers of reality, from the veil between worlds through questionable webs. That's just awful.
So,
Once Whisper had stated that she would partake of the food, I would have sheathed Silk and Spite before coming out and joining.
Oh, look. Someone finally decided to stop hiding. No matter. Here. Believe me, it's not as strong as what you try to inject into people, but it will help you have a good rest. Let's see. Let's the shadow give you some wine.
Never hurts to be cautious.
What they do. Only if you don't get a good night's sleep. Yes, my bearded buddy.
How long have you been watching us? Following us?
Not very long. I heard of you. There's a lot of gossip and whispers. After all, Silk and Spite hasn't been held by anyone in quite some time. And so everybody was all light in the realms, and I came to find you.
Oh, well, that's just Flynn. Anyway, can I get some of that wine?
Yes. Yes. And they will pour it themselves, and they get right up to your ear as they do, Barrett, and they whisper, "Oh, darling, I don't really care whether or not you lie to all of your friends or to me. Just make sure you're not lying to yourself. That is entirely unacceptable.
Barrett would kind of just turn his head slightly towards her, almost like he's shielding her lips from the rest of the group, and kind of give her a look, a side eye, and then turn back to the table and start having wine.
Now. Tomorrow I will have news. Tonight I have a story, if that's okay.
What's the tree?
That? Oh, those people who found love.
And what about
They're
the
all
one
the
that's different?
Yeah, the silver and black.
That is from our one-winged friend.
Kalen's face goes almost completely slack as he looks, and he was like,
Sephiroth.
Well, you have to understand. When Zelicus first woke up, she was all distraught and very, oh, woe is me, and absolutely insufferable to be around. But Our Lady has told me to take pity, to help her out, you see. After all, she had spent so many times on the right side of Corellin that she was quite lost, and you know how men can be sometimes absolutely oblivious to a woman's needs. So Corellin was doing nothing, and so sending sent me to take care of it. And it became very, very clear that as magnificent as she was an absolute idiot. She was going to spend eternity punishing herself unless somebody intervened. And, well, somebody did. I mean, I wouldn't say I intervened. I mostly set some things up so somebody else did. And, well, they fell in love very clearly, but that stubborn bat refused to acknowledge it. So I made a little meeting for them to meet accidentally.
Kalen is full on clutching pearls.
Did you know that bitch left? Right there. Just took off. So I did it again, and it was pure coincidence, a marvelous thing of light, and figured it out, and another. And she had the nerve to threaten me. After about the 27th time I made it happen, Zelicus confronted me. She told me to stop. I refused. She told me I had no right to interfere. And then I told her, you're right. You may reject them. You may decide that you do not love them. You may decide that love is not what you want. But you do not get to decide that you are unworthy of being loved and call it their decision. She didn't speak to me for 11 years. But they're together now, if not physically. So naturally, I consider the matter settled.
She's with her lover?
Not physically, but they were together. As much as one can be with one like her. And it's in the name of that love that I have decided to have a conversation and a rest with all of you. But, pro tip, if you mention my name, she might get a bit testy. You know, it was easier to get a future pirate king to be with a woman he obviously loved than it was those two. Imagine that.
Who's the other person?
Ah. That, I'm afraid, I'm not going to tell you.
Not or can't?
Thanks for a moment. Not. I think it's for the best. They were always private. And besides, I don't really think the one upstairs would like me talking about the secret tryst. It's not really our thing. We or hide it. We don't announce it. We're not a newspaper.
Would they need to use her? Would she need to give up her blood for this?
She did have to make herself unusually vulnerable. But so is the business with the blood, I'm afraid. So yes, I feel somewhat responsible. Had to make her movements predictable, which I think some people may have taken advantage of.
So you're the reason she's caught? Or in the state that she's in?
She looks very stern. No. Not the reason.
But a reason.
I'm involved. Unknowingly, unwittingly seeking the best for another person. And I am here doing what I can. Fair enough?
Gives her a stern look right back and he says, fair enough.
You're going to get yourself smited.
Smote.
Smote my ruin upon the mountainside. Kaelin will then just kind of wander off and look at the tree. That was a lot to take in.
Anyway, nothing helps the rest besides stories. Please enjoy the camp. And as you look at the tree, they will say, that is the lover's tree. Everyone I've helped.
I'm gonna start looking around, see if I see any of the party names.
I thought they were just knots. Are there names on them?
Oh, there's not names necessarily.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like names or something.
Oh.
He overshowed. How do you know who's who?
I have a good memory, dear. I may be a fae, but I'm not stupid. Why would I forget?
I don't believe stupidity is a trait associated with Fae typically.
Well, suppose not.
Whisper will head to the steaming hot tub and climb in.
Yeah, I think Bear would probably just go inside and look for bed for some respite.
Does that hot tub? Go ahead.
Celicus would definitely be eating real food that isn't dried out pieces of jerky that he's been eating for the last who knows how many days.
Thanks.
Does that have similar properties to the one that we found in the underground? Pointing at the hot spring.
Oh.
Since they know that we've traveled through dimensions and whatnot.
Oh, enough? No. We'll help you have a good rest and loosen up those muscles of yours.
Not to be presumptuous, but do you have any poisons that you'd be willing to provide the recipes?
Oh, do I just casually dabble in poison? Of course I do, is the answer to your question. But I have a very particular one. I don't know how good of use, but I'm happy to have you have it in case you have need of it. It's a special one. Again, a bit peculiar. She takes out these two small bottles bound together with silver moon-like ribbon. Those are quite special, you see. They only work when drunk together at the same time with someone else while staring deeply into their eyes. And it knocks both people entirely unconscious. Makes them, by all intents and purposes, dead. No pulse, no anything. And then they will awaken. After a given time. It's very, very good for political people, those who have issues in their families. I'm nothing but a champion of the Star-Crossed.
Literally put it into my equipment as Romeo and Juliet poison.
Yes, and you should.
As you should.
I would. That is peculiar, but thank you. And I'll eat and then join Whisper in the hot spring for a time before retiring.
Jath looks at a lot of you and says, "Can y'all stay up for 4 hours? I'm gonna rack up for 4, and then I'll wash and do the usual." But
Are you keeping watch from what, darling?
No. It's more of a sleep problem. I'm a very early riser. You see, I typically prefer to get up early and keep an eye on things. That's all. It's fine. He pulls his hat or cowl over his head and just like racks it on the ground.
Very well.
There was like a spot with beds, right?
Yeah, there's beds everywhere. Yeah. There's beds.
Jethrios just laid down on the ground.
Jath is doing it soldier style, right? The joke is why run when you can walk? Why walk when you can stand? Why stand when you can sit? Why sit when you can sleep? He's there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I will say, as Barrett starts to hear, doors closing around him or people going to sleep, he is going to walk out of his room. He did not actually go to sleep. He's going to look for Vesper. Try to get her to come into his room for conversation.
Oh, for
Conversation.
The beds are all outside, like under the moon, but but over. She says, "Oh, I'm feeling energetic, darling."
No. And Barrett will look directly at her and say, "What did you mean by what you said earlier? That I shouldn't lie to myself?"
They study you. Oh, just that. Your business is your own, honey. You can believe whatever you want to believe, do whatever you want, as long as you're being honest about why you are, what you really want, to you. The problem with deception and hiding things from others is too often we begin doing it from ourselves. Things not said aloud to others. We start believing that they're not there. We start ignoring the pull they have on our hearts and our minds, dear. So be honest with yourself. Know why and what you are doing. And even if that changes, and give the rest any story you want. Tell the world anything. Make a grand fabrication. But don't believe your own press.
Yeah. You said you've been following us for a while.
No.
Have you?
Only in I got information about you. I've been actively watching. I'm not a stalker, dear.
What all do you know about us? Do you know that my companion and I are looking for our sister and brother?
I heard something about that.
And what did you hear?
Just mostly that. I remember them coming through the wood at one point, but I didn't pay much attention to them. I don't care for trauma-induced relationships.
Fair enough. Were they traveling with others or just alone?
I kind of think. I think it was just them at the time. Can't remember. Didn't take much note of it, to be honest with you. I mostly only travel when the moon is full, you see.
And do you happen to remember if they were carrying anything? Something that has a resemblance of maybe a cage, a bird cage, or just a cage in general?
No, I can't say. They can look at you. These eyes, you see, they don't see things like that too well, unfortunately. They mostly see people's desires, their drives toward one and another, and to themselves.
So Barrett's going to press that envelope a little bit and look at her and say, if that is so, what are my desires, Vesper?
Well, the problem is, darling, is you're a bit confused on that point, aren't you?
Mm,
You're like a clear pond that someone's thrown all types of mud into. I'm not trying to be coy. That's what I see. I don't dig like others tend to. And I don't see into your mind or anything like that. Mostly I can see what you might already know. I can tell that you are at risk. But you've got fine companions. Trust in them all you can, I think. At least that you're comfortable with. I mean, after all, I would be careful with that dragon one. Not the blue one, they seem fine. But they're the type who you think you'd be long-line friends, and then they find one thing about you, and they're ready to cut off your tail or something.
Well, I'm glad peering into who I am, you had such a dim outlook of a clouded pond. He goes, we can enjoy what you've made for us, though, the scenery that you're used to. And he would kind of sit down and kind of just lay back and look at the stars. He says, join me. The stories have been well, but I'm ready for what information you have in the morning, Vesper.
It'll be a treat. Anything else?
That's going to be it.
Anything else?
When Whisper goes to bed, she does not do her normal ritual of telling tag stories. Not here, not in this place.
I was just like, I want to make that clear.
You're fine. In that case, in the morning, you all awaken having a full rest. You all may have an heroic inspiration.
Ooh.
Let's go.
As roll one of your hit die and have that many temp HP.
Three.
In addition, as long as you have that particular temp HP, you will also have advantage on D20 tests.
Oh, damn.
That is really good.
You wake up more rested and calm, like energized than you ever have been in a long time. Then over breakfast of all types of pies and kind of quiches that have been made, along with breakfast beers and orange juice. They kind of take all of you out and around a table that seems to have come up in the interim. He goes, now, you've had a good rest. I'll tell you what I know. Zalakis was on her way to meet her love in Odeslo. And she looked frightened, scared. I had never seen her like that before. And it was frightening. Hurried. And she talked a bit to herself, mind you. I didn't let her see me. Under her breath and all over, there's things of worried. It almost felt as though she thought it might be a trap. But I could see in her eyes that nothing was going to put her off from the course. To see them. To make sure they were safe. And then looks at Kaelin. When you connected with her after drinking that blood, I fully knew or came into the knowledge of the truth that she had been captured. So I can tell you that she was headed to Odeslo, and that she left the wilderness safely. And you may find clues there. But I would be careful. I guess Darlene, understand that if whatever happened to her in Odeslo, people asking about her might get severe amounts of unwanted attention. So use your head. The one on top of your shoulders.
Jess speaks up for the first time in a bit. What would you say? What would you say she looked like that we could describe without obviously connecting those dots? Who do we ask for?
She kind of thinks. I don't imagine that she went in her full form. No matter what, she appears to be a blind person. But again, I did not see what she made herself look like to go into the town.
That may
I'm
be enough.
assuming she investigated herself. Disguised herself.
There have been recent wars. There are enough blind people, probably. That might be enough.
Would Kaylin have a good insight into previous forms she'd taken when they were together?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure that she always would prefer her true form. So, if you have an idea for that, that might work.
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking, like, normally did she turn into a brunette, or a blonde or something, or have, a mole aside beside being blind, other things like that. So,
Yeah, I think you can kind of decide that because I think it would have been probably particular to Kaylin.
okay.
She would have done that.
Do we know? Kaylin's kind of thinking back, and all of a sudden something sparks into the back of his head. Do you know if the Volstruckers had anything to do with this?
Well, that would fit much of what much of what has happened. But do I know? No. Like I said, I mostly watch over the Pearl Bow. And the lovers here.
So are you bound to these woods particularly, or just don't travel much outside of it?
No, I just don't go much. Not really bound, per se. My home is here.
It's a lovely wood and quite expensive.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
I think either we got like him across you or you across us. Either way. Thank you.
And
Kaylin asks again if she would tell us who this lover she was going to meet was.
Sorry. That is not how I rolled.
Do you happen to know where aside from Odeslo, where in Odeslo was the last place she was seen? Did you happen to have any information towards that?
No, as I said, all I know is when she left the Pearl Bow. I assume that she made it to Odeslo, and that is where all this occurred. And, I don't know, it must have been lured there, I'd imagine. To whatever trap they made, if that's what occurred. But we know she's captured, yes?
Yes.
Anything else we need before pursuit then?
I do have one thing. If well, not sure if it will be of use to you, you can tell me. I only ask if it is of use that you would return it. Nothing too crazy, just if you can find a still water, it can't be running, and fully submerge them on the night of a full moon, they will find their way back to me. There are others who have need of them. But and she takes out these leather bracers adorned with moonstones and these wolfen buckles made of silver. She goes, this gives some protection against certain magics that manipulate moonlight. But more specifically, as long as you aren't in direct light, you can take the form of one of the blessed creatures of the night, a wolf. One time a night.
That's pretty cool. She just set them on the table.
Mm-hmm. Put some. She's like, again, I do ask once you have found and these have helped you find them, return them, so others can share in their blessing.
Who wants them?
I'm good to pass on him.
I need my hands.
They're bracer, or they're just go around the wrists.
Yeah, the bracers. They want to mess with their hands.
No, yeah, but I just have no need to turn into a wolf.
Oh, that, yeah. Well, if you want to enter the party inventory, you can. Somebody can take them in later. They're called Moonstone Bracers.
Into the party stash.
You said that Zelicus had to diminish herself in order to see this person. Will she begin to restore to her full self? Or is there something we need to do?
That is the thing to look for. I don't. She was captured. It would have taken quite a bit. You can't simply put a solar in a pocket, if you know what I mean. Maybe that could be something they did to her. If they did, they'd want to keep anything they took from her far away. It would be a thing worth investigating, dear.
Thank you.
Any other questions before you move on?
I don't have any.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Oh. Good. With that, she raises a final glass and says, "Happy trails." And
We thank you for your hospitality.
and for the first time, it's kind of blinding as the moon seems to vanish and the sun hits your eyes. Night turns to day in one flash. And you're at your campsite, fire smoldering, as the morning sun washes over.
That's really disorienting.
Mhm.
I'd tell you get used to it, but that would be a lie.
You used to this all the time? Is this part of your normal life back in the day, Whisper?
The first time that I made it to the Feywild, yeah, I was here, then I was there, and then I was in a nightmare.
I've heard stories, but
The Feywild, very much like the Fey, can be a place of beauty and a place of terrible nightmares. But we should start on our way.
mhm.
The rest there might have helped in a way. If we are curious, I can try dispelling the arcane lock and see if that works.
What can't? Well, in theory, it can't hurt. Practice definitely can hurt. But opportunity.
I would suggest that you wait until the end of the traveling day, and should you have the extra arcane capabilities, do it then. We needn't expend resources after just waking.
That is sound advice.
I'll take point. Forward observer.
All right. With that, you continue down the road here after your encounter and a much needed rest. And finally, finishing your day's journey, you come upon the eastern shore of the Erdalak. This and kind of kidney-shaped city that looks like it's broken into around 3 areas. You can see somewhat of a muddy region on the western end, with river-based storage buildings, some housing, and then kind of a much cleaner section as you're kind of coming down from a higher elevation. You can see its side on the eastern of the settlement. You see logging camps and soon to be small homesteads. And then in the center of the city are large thoroughfares where people seem to be already coming in for market and other things. As people are truly excited to go back and forth, and even some boats are coming down from across Erdalak from it seems the rivers that flow in. And it seems like a small lakeside town. As you get to just where it starts to begin, especially from where you're traveling, you can see that there are all types of like empty almost containers, like plates and tin boxes that look like they've been strewn about on the lakeside. And some people are waking up to gather them up, and when a person comes, they just take one, and then they seem to make their way to a building or to their home. And you almost seems like the majority of the settlement comes down at one time to grab one of these things and make their way back to their homes.
There's not a payment system, correct? This is just an honor system?
Yeah.
There are no markings on the bowls to say who's who?
I mean, you don't see from this. If you want to get into investigate, maybe a little bit, but kind of far off from the city, you're kind of just seeing this like odd, like ritual a little bit.
All right. Jath will do his usual trick and disguise his scars a little bit. So, Kaylin, given that we're on your particular goose chase, do you have a starting point, or should we just ask around blindly as outsiders and make awkward questions about blind people?
Here I am talking with it. I forgot I was muted. Kaylin looks at Jath and says, "This is uncharted territory for me."
It's all been uncharted at this point. Seriously? It's
Yeah.
No, it's all of it.
I thought Alaric was charting all of this.
He keeps drawing, but the dude looks green as hell and just sick. So, like, leave him alone for the moment.
I'm pretty
Something
sure
he
he
ate
grew
didn't
up
agree with
last night.
Well, he's just not. He doesn't have the constitution for this sort of territory or travel. I don't know, or just food doesn't agree with him. Something. So to your
Kaylin
point
looks at Jath and says, and then kind of darts a look over at Flynn, and he's like, leans into Jath and says, "Flynn's kind of shady. You think he'd have some way to get some underworld connections?"
Do you realize that's how we got our last sneaky individual killed?
He did
I'm
that all on
here
his own.
because someone died. Just to be clear. Yes, maybe he's whiter than that. Maybe he's that stupid as my old brother. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we could try it. But I think more cautiously, perhaps. The idea is not bad.
He agrees. He said, "Vesper specifically told me to use my head."
That would be a first. Excellent. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He
not
gives
true.
you this look
That's
on his
been
face of
headbutted.
like, "Did you just insult me?"
Kalen, for the record, I am an upstanding citizen of Rothold.
Which is itself an indictment.
Exactly.
I'm respectable in the Thieves Colony. Okay.
Hey, you haven't been there.
You're not wrong.
I feel
I've heard
like I
stories.
was an upstanding citizen at one point.
And then the place of your citizenry collapsed from the sky.
You fell in with this lot. That's the problem.
Then I became a mercenary.
So the idea of sending a Flynn ahead is not a terrible idea. Do we need some kind of like backstop or excuse for being here? Anybody have any knowledge about what the rules are for interlopers? Should I like forge some documents that say that we're officially on behalf of somebody? What do you want? I saw that look, Flynn. What was that?
This is the farthest I've ever been. At this and my first trek into the Empire. I have no idea what the proper channels are to go through.
We at least need a reasonable story, right? Are we traders? Are we mercenaries? Are we bounty hunters? What's the least offensive way to walk into a place like this?
Travelers.
Bounty hunters.
No, but from where and to where and why? The why is important, actually. If you say, I'm here to steal children, I'm a trader, it doesn't go so well.
Well, then why don't you come up with that story? You have the silver tongue.
Always on me. Okay, fine.
Can any of you perform in any way?
Define perform.
Somewhat.
I can play music and tell stories and sing. I can play instruments. That kind of performance.
I can do card tricks and dice tricks, but I mostly just take money from people. Are we a traveling circus? Is that the plan?
Or traveling entertainers.
We definitely look strange.
With our dueling dragonborn.
I'm telling you, I think bounty hunter would probably be a little bit easier.
I'm fine with that as well.
You raised a good point about dueling dragonborn. We could make for a nice little cage fight, little preview session, some kind of like wrestling sort of event that could totally work for the two of you. You know, for those who don't know the colors well. Or we're merchants. That's fine too. Do we have anything to sell? Anything to actually, I mean, purchasing is a different problem, but do we have anything worth selling in this market that might attract attention?
Poison.
Usual, yeah, got it. So it turns out that in most settlements, civilized society, selling poison doesn't go over so well. Sometimes the guards get a little butthurt about it, so I wouldn't start with that. Other fine things we might get rid of. He rifles his bag real quick. Dagger, spear, caltrops, tinderbox. Not so much.
Whisper reaches into her bag of holding and pulls out a beautiful handcrafted doll.
Doll?
Mm-hmm. Then she pulls out another one.
What?
And then another one.
Are those magical?
I have many. No.
Why do you have so many, though? That's my question.
I used to perform puppet shows.
Wow.
And I made all the dolls myself.
Then we have a stage show if you're willing. Are you willing?
These items are for sale if we want to be merchants.
So you're saying you won't do it in the puppet show?
No, but I will play music or sing if we need that.
Okay. That is a solid starting point. What would you call yourself as a doll merchant?
I don't know. Is there a term for someone who makes dolls?
We can work on that later. It's fine.
There are 3 basilisk eggs that Celicus mentioned inside Sammy.
Yeah, but we were going to save those.
For a particularly large omelet, or?
No, there was this professor, a wizard who could craft great things with monster bits, and unfortunately he may or may not be imprisoned. mostly imprisoned.
There's also those molds that you could probably make use of if people had metal.
We could also split up and not come in as one big group.
More than reasonable. Yeah. Let's at least test the fence first, if you don't mind my colloquialism. Mr. Flynn, would you mind approaching the guards on the outskirts and asking, effectively, like, is it a free pass into town, or is there some kind of like requirement? Maybe we can decide from there.
Would you not be able to better persuade them?
I can
Or with-
persuade them, but it's more fine. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
We've already established that I'm not particularly persuasive.
I was thinking more about listening and observing rather than talking, but I'll do it myself. It's fine. Off we go.
All right. As we do that, Celicus, you're working on a little something.
It's time. So while Flynn and Jeff begin to go off and do this, Celicus, and we're all kind of just like hanging out outside of town. Celicus kind of like leans Alaric against a tree. He's looking green. And he's been adding notes and runes into the margins of Alaric's notebook on teleportation. Some are crossed out. And he's not using Alaric's magical ink yet. But he's kind of expanding on some of Alaric's ideas of the sizing of a teleportation portal, to also the correlation with how if you could use an associated object and a circle to narrow down a one-way teleportation instead of like back and forth kind of thing. And he's drawing some of these sigils, some of these runes, and then he kind of like he scratches his forehead just a little bit, and he doesn't realize it, but there's like this tiny little drip of blood that catches on his claw. And when he goes to put his the quill and ink pen to the paper again, it like flares with life. And it's not like a super big flare that like the guards might notice, but those around us notice it. And then you just hear Celicus say, "Uh-oh." And then you see this kind of the light flares purple, and then visual effects. Where'd it go? Just had it. Here it is. And then this kind of like portal opens up around Celicus, and he kind of falls backwards into it, and then it closes.
God damn it.
That sucks.
And that is why you should never touch another wizard spellbook. Well, hopefully we'll see him again soon.
No guarantees. especially purple light.
And with that, we will end for tonight. We'll come back next week as we get into Odeslo and other things. Because this is falling through the void